What's up, everybody? It's just your average Cheech here again and surprisingly, I am not actually dead. So what we'll be doing today is we are going to be recording with Mai, who was on a podcast episode not too long ago. I believe it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be kind of talking about our first apartment, kind of our thoughts on that, stuff that we would have liked to have done differently whenever we did it the first time, as we're about to be moving into a new place. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit better recording quality sound as well in the new place, and I'm just going to give you guys a quick little update on what's been going on kind of in my life. I last checked, I haven't uploaded in 6 months. Ouch, that kind of hurt looking at. It was a little sad, but it's totally understandable on my end because I was going through schooling at the time, but now schooling's done. It's over. I don't have to worry about going to school anymore. My schedule opens up a hell of a lot more. I'm very excited. I'm hoping I can kind of start getting back more into it. I've been going back on Twitch lately. I was hoping to make some Twitch videos, bring them onto YouTube. I've been too lazy in editing. I have a lot of editing I have to do, but I think I'm going to scrap all that. I'm going to start anew because one series I want to bring over is I want to do a Twitch of Subnautica. I want to bring that to YouTube. Mountain Blade, I want to bring that to YouTube. And then I want to keep some stuff Twitch exclusive, but I'll put more of that later. But as for right now, let's get right into the intro with Mila, and let's get into talking about our first apartment, some of our happy memories, some of the, oh my god, why is this here now type deal, and kind of what we're looking forward to in the new place. And with that, here we go. Alrighty, so we are here with Mai here. She is going to kind of help us go over, as you know, we've been living each other. It's been 2 years of us being in this apartment, and it's been kind of crazy.
It kind of feels like it's been 5 years, to be honest,
It does.
more.
It does feel like it's been a long time, but we've gone through some different changes. We started off with no cat, and then we had a black cat, and then we didn't have no cat. Then we had a chunky cat, and most recently now we have a smaller version of the chunky cat while still having the chunky cat. I'm not sure if you guys know about this, but we added a new family member, Peanut, to our family. We adopted her. She looks just like Juno, except she is about half the size, and that is crazy.
And the funny thing is that, so we have both of the cats, but we can't keep the door closed to record because they'll scratch at the carpet. So now we have to keep it open.
Yeah, especially Peanut. Peanut is what
Chaotic,
we call
yeah.
chaotic bastard. She is like the typical running around at 3 a.m. At least she waits till 5 to 6, maybe sometimes 7, depending on how sleepy she is. Juno is our little sloth. She likes to sleep a lot and hang out and is very chill. But Peanut has like so much energy. In fact, earlier, before we were even recording, we had both the cats in bed, which never happens because Peanut never wants to stay in bed. We were laying there, and Juno tries to go over and start bathing Peanut, and Peanut's just like, nope, and then bites Juno on the chest, and then playtime ensues. And it was just crazy,
Well, how about we start this with Peanut, because I mean she's sort of like the second chapter to our crappy first apartment.
Well, I think like any good story, I feel like we actually should start at the beginning. So 2 years ago,
Okay.
we moved in together and everything. We got this apartment. We noticed a few minor things, but you know what? We were out of our parents' house. This was our domain. This is our house. We didn't really let it bother us, Plus, it's the only thing at the time that we could afford.
I mean, we were just so excited to not be in our parents' house that we were like, yes, I don't care how it looks, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of noticed it was a little small, but, we're like, oh, it's just the two of us. It won't really be that bad, And then we kind of, we lived here, and it wasn't until, the past year or so, we started noticing all these small little things, like how the shower handle, like the little shower curtain's rusty, or spots on the wall that weren't painted when they said they completely put in a fresh coat of paint. Or
Yeah, so like when they gave us the whole spiel about, hey, here's your lease, here's the agreement, they mentioned that they always like paint and like shampooed the carpets, and neither of those were done. There's still like spots of drywall, and for past tenants, the laundry room was awful because like the floor was gross, but remember the dryer vent?
Yeah, the dryer vent that had holes in different sections for it, so like there was just constant heat escaping, which is great during the winter, but we noticed it during the summer, and that was terrible. And how it took a month for them to come and change these like LED light bulb bars that they had or whatever because we couldn't do it because like that wasn't within our agreement that we couldn't change the light bulbs, which was ridiculous. But I don't know. To me, the worst thing has been our neighbor, our upstairs neighbor.
Oh, goodness.
I understand the memes now about how your upstairs neighbor is clog dancing, and he doesn't clog dance. He just likes to party a lot.
We
Like to party, and that'd be fine. But when it's 11 o'clock on a Thursday, I want to sleep.
I know. Well, and it's just, I mean, we could go on and on and on. I mean, I guess, like, so we think he is a part-time truck driver where, like, he'll be here for a little bit and then he'll be away. So away we don't even notice. So it could be worse, but
I thought your sister said he worked on like oil rigs or something like that, or
some job where he has to be away for a certain period of time.
Which is crazy. It's nice when he's gone. Like I think he's actually gone right now, which is kind of nice.
I saw him earlier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't hear us crap talking him, or hopefully he doesn't know the channel. If he does, sorry, you were good when you were gone, but when you were here, we're both way too much scared to go and have confrontation of people. So.
Well, so it started with when we first moved in, he was really cool. He's like, hey, here's my number, all sorts of stuff. He gave the number to DJ. And then at the time, his brother and his brother's girlfriend or fiance were living with him at the time, which made it even worse.
Yeah.
So, because they had a dog, which pets, technically not allowed, but,
We had 2 cats. We can't say a whole lot, but at least cats are quiet. Like, besides when they start wanting food or when Mila's doing something without the cats.
But here's the thing. So, we may be chilling in the living room, and so we're just watching TV, and then all of a sudden we hear blah, 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 coming from the upstairs apartment.
For me, the weird thing would be when he would be out at punching bag at 2 in the morning.
Gosh. So he had this, what was it, a giant
it's
punching
just a giant,
bag?
true punching bag like you use for boxing and everything.
Remember the first time we heard that? Like, we were so confused.
I honestly thought he had fallen and broken something and was just trying to get our attention.
But, like, when it's the middle of the day and you start hearing this, like, loud pounding noise coming from outside, you get a little concerned.
Absolutely you do. But I mean, besides that, like, it wasn't terrible. Like, our other neighbors, we kind of live in a little corner apartment, so we have, like, 2 neighbors. We have a neighbor to the other side of us, one on behind us, and we don't hear them ever. Like, we see the ones behind us when they go out and grill and everything, and that's fine. It's a little family over there. I don't really hear them. I don't hear the family over to the next of us, except for when their kids play outside, but that's not a problem at all. The one big problem with the outside I have, 2 big problems actually I have with the outside, is the car that hasn't moved in the 2 years that we've been here, that magically had 2 of its 3 flat tires fixed and cleaned off recently. Just move the damn car, for the love of all that is holy.
So, we call it the parking lot dealership because, so when we first got here, there's, as TJ said, this gray car that had flat tires, looked junky, looked like it had been there for so long. And, like, first we're like, oh, it must be someone's car because it still had license plates on it, but now it doesn't. But over the course of these 2 years, we've had random cars show up with no license plates. We've seen, like, people talking around them, and then, like, the next day, just the car's gone. So we're thinking there's some sort of, like, underground dealership going on in the parking lot.
At this point, I would pay $100 for that car just so it can go away. I would call a tow company and just be like, just go. Just take the pile of crap, scrap it, and I'll go buy myself some new golf clubs or something.
Well, and you may be like, Teej, why don't you just call the property manager? Well, landlords aren't the best people in the world.
I have called the property manager, and they said, well, it could be someone's car they're waiting to give to somebody, so we can't get rid of it yet.
So, 2 years later.
Yeah, it's still here. But to me, I think the bigger pet peeve is the fact that when it rains, our parking lot turns into a lake.
Yeah, I have to get a boat and start paddling to my car.
So I have boots that I wear to work, and there's one time the parking lot was flooded so bad, I took a step off our little sidewalk to go to my car, and water went inside my boot. That is ridiculous. It goes up to my shin. Like, and then like when it's brought up, well, we've tried to have a drainage system put over there. We have a little dugout canal that is actually full of dirt and leaves that we constantly have to go over and try and scoop out, and it doesn't fucking work.
Well, and the first time that it actually like really rained, we had the disadvantage of parking near like the drainage hole that doesn't work, that's clogged up, and it's sort of like, I wouldn't say downhill, but it's kind of slanted at the edge of the parking lot. So that's where all the
that got water in it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was so bad when I had my old Chrysler. It was so, there was just so much water that it reached to the bottom of my car and got it soaking wet, and she never recovered.
Never recovered. That was
Rest in peace.
she did you good there for a while.
2016. No, it was more like 2014 to.
Yeah. Did you look at that car in 2014? I graduated when you got that car.
Well, okay, so 2018 was when I graduated high school. Now wow, I feel so old. No,
No,
2016 was when I graduated.
2018.
Okay.
I was like, no, we started dating in 2018.
That's
don't
when I
put that evil on me.
That's when I graduated
I'm
college.
not sniping people straight from high school here, okay?
No, but 2016 is when I graduated from high school. Wow, I sound old and young at the same time.
Yeah, I graduated in 2014. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, 2014. Wow.
I'm old. 6 years ago.
So 2014 to 2019.
Yeah, you got it sometime late last year.
2019. It was September of last year.
Yeah.
So she did me good.
She did you good.
Transmission problems. Would you believe it?
In a Chrysler, yes. But so that was kind of. What room do you want to start with? And should we just start from the bedroom and work our way up towards the door?
See, we should have had like a system, because I was like, maybe if we rate each part of the apartment, and then we give it a grand total of shit out of 10.
My favorite room is where we are right now. I think it's the computer room, because there's not really a whole lot I've noticed wrong with it.
Well, let's mention that it's a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah. So it is a 2-bedroom apartment. We've converted 1 bedroom into the recording/art room, because she does a lot of art
Basically
stuff.
home office.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a nice little room that, we got her computer over there, we got my computer over here, we got an art table over there. I like to call it Styx's bedroom, where my lizard just chills.
But kind of the mishmash of all the miscellaneous stuff. The only disadvantage is that we are above the guest bedroom of our upstairs neighbors, and all the interesting things that happened when...
That poor girl.
30 seconds to Mars, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Again, that poor girl. Anyway, but no, there's not really a whole lot wrong with it. I see, a little, discoloration there and everything. But, I love the sliding door. I wish it was bigger, but it's meant to be a side bedroom,
Well, also remember that whenever we switched it up, halfway through, and we got my cube organizer for all my art stuff, we literally spot cleaned everything. We got disinfectant wipes and scrubbed the walls because there were stuff on the walls. Yeah. And miscellaneous unsure of what it actually was stain.
I should have licked it all and figured it out.
Ew.
But the bathroom, which the only reason why I'm mentioning is because I look across the way and see it.
Oh my gosh. So first day with the bathroom, you want to talk about gosh, I can't speak English.
The towel rack holder?
Yeah, the towel rack holder.
Oh, was that the first day?
Yeah, that was the first day.
Oof. Okay, I thought
the first full night we spent here.
I slipped getting out of the shower, tried to grab onto something, grabbed onto a towel rack holder, snapped that thing in half at the base. Thankfully, there are other towel rack holders in there, so I just lifted it up, moved it, placed it on the other one. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, it's in. But yeah, I goofed up on that one.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. It's been like that since we got here.
Yeah, now there's incriminating evidence. Thankfully, I don't put podcasting as my number one, goal or, number one money
job.
maker. Yeah. But then, I always thought we could put a little kitchen area over there, and boy, was I mistaken on that. That is too small for a kitchen area. I don't think it'd be bad if there wasn't the washer dryer right there.
Yeah, it's very compact, I would say, and sometimes the layout isn't the best. So I guess like we'll move to like the living room slash kitchen because one of the good things about the new apartment is that they're separate. And then in our current apartment, the living room is right next to the kitchen. You just have an island separating them.
A little island dividing it, as to where in the new apartment, there's literally, you have to walk through an entryway with a wall dividing it, and then there's enough space in the kitchen area to have a dining table that looks outside. I'm excited for that.
Well, because even right now, we don't have enough room for a dining table and kitty litter and extra stuff and the washer and dryer.
Yeah, so and the living room in the new place is going to be the size of our living room and our dining room put together, and it's all hardwood floors, not some cracked marble like it is up front.
I can see your nipples getting hard at the thought.
They're always hard. Don't judge me, okay?
But, well, I will give them credit, though. I really appreciate that it came furnished with a washer and a dryer.
Yeah, we did have to go buy a washer dryer for the new place, but that's okay by me.
But yeah, so with the living room, there's always been, like, specks of drywall. There's, it clearly wasn't painted. There's grime. There's scuffs. The patio door. Do you want to talk about that?
So we had a patio screen door that from the time we moved in till, 2-3 weeks ago, wouldn't slide properly. Like, it kept, just getting stuck or it'd come off the rails or something. Well, it turns out it was so busted, the guy had to take a mallet and was banging on the track because it was so bent and crooked in different directions.
I want you to know that we thought that it was just how it was because we didn't think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just some weird stuff, but then, it's just, watching him work on that, and then Juno also watching him work on that was interesting, because she hates new people, and she just kind of sat there and was like, yeah, what's up? She's currently even napping right now as we record.
You're looking over, there's a camera, but there's not.
I know, but I want to give them context, because we have a sleepy kitty over here.
Speaking of the patio, though, do you remember that story I told you where you were at work and I was home alone, in fact. But I was home and the neighbor upstairs was having a party and they had 3 dogs up on their patio and just I'm sweeping the patio and I leave just as their dogs start pissing on our patio from above. And it's raining yellow piss, and it's covering, thankfully I didn't have anything on that patio at the time because we didn't have a grill and I hadn't moved our patio furniture, but just imagine if it had actually gotten on our chairs and all that good stuff.
Oh, there would have been some words, but yeah, I remember
they clearly don't, respect.
Or the time where he just had garbage literally sitting on his front porch for the longest time because
oh my gosh,
someone had just taken the garbage out and then just left it there. Or the neighbor's dog that would just shit wherever it wanted, they wouldn't pick it up, and then it would get flown onto our cars whenever they mowed.
Yeah, and I always wonder, was it our neighbor or was it his brother? Who knows? But
they're the same. That's what I'm doing right now. They're the same. You had the dog. You had
you have the responsibility. Yeah. Which new apartment, awesome. They allow pets, but they also have little doggy bags centered around the building. So when you take your pets out for a walk, you can just scoop up the poop with the doggy bags instead of leaving it in front of your neighbor's cars for us to step in, because we almost
in several times.
Well, you helped me avoid it, but you stepped in it quite a lot because it's right there on the path to our cars.
Yeah. So one thing that's going to be nice is not having to deal with an upstairs neighbor at our new apartment because it's 2 stories. Woo! We get stairs. We're moving up in the world.
Which, I mean, we'll have our neighbors on both sides if we do get one of those middle apartments. But I mean, I'm praying and I'm hoping that it's not going to be as bad. And I mean, we're not big partiers either.
No.
We'll have friends over and we may be a little round and rambunctious for our own good, but we not to that degree.
We got lit to watching Vines one night with Josh, and I have wrestling events with AEW. other than that, that's the most we have people over.
Yeah, and I mean, like, when I say that the neighbors have constant parties, I mean every time he's home, there's always. Oh, let's talk about some of his friends, though.
Oh.
So I'll tell the story first of. So one night, again, TJ's working night shift, and I'm home alone. It's like probably 9 o'clock on a Saturday, and I'm in my pajamas, right? And it's like 40 degrees out. And so the neighbor knocks on our door because I know his brother from work, and they're like, "Hey, you want to come upstairs and party?" And I'm like, maybe." And then they're like, "Well, we're playing Wii games." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm in."
Yeah, if you hear Wii Sports going down, you gotta go.
Yeah. So I go upstairs, and it's like a total, I wouldn't say total party, but I mean, it's like 6 rowdy guys and like a couple of girls that clearly don't want to be there, just sitting on the couch. And so, like, I'm having a water because I don't ever drink. And, like, I totally decimate them. Wii tennis, kick ass, and Mario Kart. But then slowly I get to watch my neighbors get drunk. One of them, I think it was his birthday, he just sits on the floor and starts crying and eating birthday cake. And the other
It's a
one's,
whole mood.
yeah, whole mood. And the other one's just like so drunk he can't even stand. And that's when I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna go. See you guys. Have a good night. And then, phew, just run.
Yeah, just let's bail out. Let's get out of here. So,
I did eat chips and dip on their floor though, so that was really fun.
yeah, well, I remember you telling me this. I was like, what is going on over there?
Yeah, it was a total. Sorry, totally didn't hit my elbow there.
Sorry, earlier I hit my ankle on my. So I got a new chair, and the base is metal, and I found that out again for the first time today when I banged my ankle right off it. Of course, it's the one that just got hurt. So.
Well, so I mean, it's kind of like a little cramped in here because we got a lot of stuff going on.
Well, that's one thing I'm excited for is like the other place, like the bedrooms don't look bigger, but they feel bigger. And maybe that's just because there's not stuff in there, but it'll be nice.
But yeah. So, but other than that, so our neighbors, friends, some of them, I mean, typical, like, I wouldn't say frat boys, but just.
Ooh, the guy with the truck.
Yeah, the guy with the truck, though.
I'm going to move this closer to me because I'm about to give a Mike Milbury minute. And I'm hoping this actually does go a full minute. Start your timers. Here we go. So, just because you have a lifted truck and you may think you look really cool, you're not. I guarantee you're not as cool as you think you are. You cannot just back up and half park in the fucking grass over there and then half park on a thing where you're tilted because you have a lifted truck and you think you look cool. Also, don't be coming in at 2 in the morning with your bass boosted lifted truck thinking you're all hot shit trying to park and then damn near hit some shit in your way in.
Wait, when did that happen?
That happened probably, it was AEW night. It was their last AEW night because they came in and they went to go back up and almost hit some people's cars and everything while we were all out there talking. But yeah, no, he's just, you think you're cool, you're not. Stop it. Get some help. This is just, why would you want to park like that? Like, that's that.
Like, I get like the courtesy of like, hey, I have a big truck. I'm trying to be nice, but
there's an entire open parking lot back there.
That's asshole parking.
Here's the thing. That's fine if we're really cramped for space. There's not that many cars on this end. We have more parking spots than we do people living here, I'm pretty sure, on this end. Like, I don't get it.
Rant over.
The other thing that's bothered me is the ratio of apartment buildings to dumpsters. Yeah, we took a walk one day, and there's probably, 10, 15 buildings here?
No, we counted. There were about 22 buildings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I'm bad with math. My math is not my strong suit, but there were 5 dumpsters?
4.
4? Yeah, so...
Or no, it was 22 families with, we thought maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 to 6 people per building. But I mean, like, either way...
The ratio's bad. They need to add more dumpsters over here.
Yeah, it was a ridiculous amount, because every time, like, so trash days are Tuesday and Friday. Yeah. And so by the time, let's just say it's, Thursday evening, Oh my god.
Mountain of trash.
Yeah, just absolute mountain of trash. Now the trash pandas.
They are
really
very
love
happy.
it.
Yeah.
Speaking of critters around here, one of the few positives of the apartment is that occasionally we'll see
The wild cats.
yeah, the wild cats run around. There's we call the mama cat, which is like the white calico kind. She's a little fluffy. The other day I saw a nice bright orange kitty.
We had like a white and black one there for a while that lurked around here and everything.
And occasionally, so whenever we see them from the window, because we're facing like this little forested area, so whenever we see them from a window, when they try to like go back into the forest, we're like, oh, marrow. So that's like our signal for.
We have monkey brain.
Yeah, we have absolute monkey dumbass brain.
But so, I mean, like I said, this apartment for me, and this is my honest opinion because I've had time, because we've talked about this doing this episode for a long time now. I have been slacking on getting it going.
Tisk.
But for me, my honest opinion, great starter apartment. Great to see on how we live with each other. Absolute shit tier apartment every other case,
And like no matter how hard we tried to keep the apartment clean or tried to improve it, we're not getting our deposit back. Like whenever you live in an apartment, there's like 0% chance that you're getting your deposit back.
Yeah, that's something I learned when, I remember my parents told me that first. I'm like, well, good luck getting your deposit back. I was like, oh, we'll get it back. No, there's just no way. Like, life happens, life gets in the way, and then also, people suck.
Yeah, because it'll be like, well, you didn't clean this thing right, so we're going to have to pay
I'm
someone
not even
to
going to
clean
try
it.
to clean that oven. That oven was not clean when we got in here. I'm not going to clean it on our way out.
Well, so, like, speaking of the kitchen, so, occasionally, when it's cold, we'll try to cook hamburgers inside.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they didn't check this before, on their huge checklist of things they did for us before we moved in. The fan above the stove doesn't work. Like, the fan that's, like, supposed to help you not make your smoke alarms go off?
Neither are the two left burners. Those don't work
yeah.
either. And the two right burners are uneven.
Yeah, so whenever I cook, it's just like, well, which side's gonna cook faster?
Yep. So, it's just been, like I said, good starter place, shit everything else.
Like, let's just say, if our friend was living alone, then yeah, this would be perfect because it would be enough space. Some days I feel like the walls are closing in on us because it's just like too long.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice when we go to our new place because we can be on different floors. We can be on like totally different rooms. The walls are thicker.
Hopefully the neighbors won't have loud 30-second sex.
Yeah, hopefully it lasts a little bit longer. Just for them.
Quick shot, McGee.
Right. I mean, it's a race, and at least he finished.
God.
What? No, not funny, or just
Definitely. But yeah, I think that 2 years has been really good to us. But also, remember. Occasionally, I guess they feel like power washing the side of the building, even though it doesn't do anything. Yeah. I'll let you go off on this one.
So, they decided to power wash one day. Thankfully, I think we had just closed the windows at that time.
No.
Except for the computer room we didn't close.
Well, so like the bedroom window, it was still at the point where like we didn't figure out that the top portion didn't close all the way.
That's on my bad.
Because the windows are like really weird. I think they're 2 panes. I'm not for sure. But yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, water got into our bedroom, into our computer room. They also got dirt everywhere.
Yeah. So what happened was, we had like our patio furniture there, and we didn't realize that they were going to power wash though, and so. Just all of a sudden one day, like, we hear them power wash and not even thinking about it. And then halfway through, like, I'm in the computer room, and I noticed that, like, there's dirt and stuff on the art table right next to the window. And just water dripping everywhere. And then all of a sudden, the next day, we see our patio furniture covered in dirt and grime. They
also don't know how to properly mow because they just set it on the highest setting. Do a pass, call it good. The grass is never short. It's just really tall all the time.
Yeah, like it can go well past my ankles whenever I walk the cats outside.
And that's after a mow. Like, that's the crazy part of this all.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, like I said, overall, it'll be kind of like bittersweet leaving this place because this was our first place of our own. But it'll be nice. It's like your first job. You know, like, God, this thing sucks when you look back at it. But at the time, you're like, yeah, this is my first job, you know, like.
Well, and we had a lot of good memories, like, AEW nights.
Yep. Me learning on how to actually work our water filter, which I think we covered on a previous episode.
Yeah. Did you tell the Domino's guy story?
No, I haven't. So you'll know Spencer from episode 6 of the 30 Minutes to Midnight JAT podcast. But so we had it was Double or Nothing. No, it wasn't Double or Nothing.
No, it wasn't Double or Nothing. It was one of the special pay-per-views.
Yeah. Oh God, what it was? All In.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. It was
either way.
It was the one that was in February, and it was a lot of fun. But so we had ordered Domino's to eat. Well, so Spencer and I are standing shirtless.
Because
Brian,
it's really hot.
Yeah, Brian is shirtless. My buddy TK is sitting on the couch going, "Oh my God, you guys are idiots!" And then this poor Domino's delivery dude opens the door to see me and Spencer shirtless just stand there, and I'm trying to be all serious and give his money and everything, and Spencer's like right behind me, just kind of like, "Hey, we're watching wrestling." "Oh yeah?" says the Domino's guy. "Yeah, sometimes we like to wrestle. Do you want to come in here and wrestle with us?" Nope. Dude was like straight up, just ran. He was done.
He's
and
like, I don't get paid enough for this.
And I don't blame him one bit at all for that.
Oh, that's one of my favorite stories, just because, like, how absurd it is that it's just, like, you had to be there for one of it.
Yeah, so it was just
shirtless, dudes being dudes.
Well, like Spencer and I, we look very similar. Like, it's scary on how similar we look. And yeah, that happened. That was a thing. I still feel sorry for that Domino's guy. I don't think we've ordered Domino's since, really. We've gone and picked it up, but we haven't ordered delivery there.
They probably won't deliver to us anymore.
We're probably blacklisted until we get to our new apartment. So, fingers crossing, I'll go ahead and say this now because we have a pretty good idea of where we're going to be moving to. So we're supposed to be moving July 1st. This episode will probably be out either June 11th or June 12th. June 11th is where we're recording right now. But we drove by one day and saw them doing some maintenance on this house that we're looking at. And so we go there, and it's M8 is where we're looking at. So I'm calling it the mate house. Milo likes to call it because we're roommates. I'm calling it the mate house.
I mean, like I said, we can say that we're roommates at the mate house.
Aw, yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Woo! But so, like I said, is there anything else you really want to touch with the apartment and everything?
I mean, I've complained more than enough.
So, I mean, like I said, overall, what are your opinions? I've already given my opinions overall on it. What are your opinions on it overall?
I mean, I give it a solid 3 out of 5. I would give it 2 out of 5 if it wasn't for the fact that they actually, like, give you a washer and dryer, because I could not imagine...
And a dishwasher.
Yeah, and a dishwasher. I couldn't imagine having to go to... Which I'm not saying that going to the laundromat is a bad thing.
Our laundromat's on the other side of town,
yeah,
though.
and all the amount of stuff that I usually, like the bed sheets and, like, our clothes and stuff and your work clothes, I couldn't imagine having to go back and forth
all
doing
the time,
that and washing all the dishes. So it just makes it a lot easier. But again, like, the lack of attention to the actual apartment, the lack of attention to people's needs, I guess, having to wait so long to get something fixed, that was kind of poopy. So I'm really hoping that our new apartment will be a big improvement on all of those things. I know it's not going to be perfect, but maybe we'll move it to a 4 out of 5 instead of 3 out of 5. So here's hoping. We'll
kind of keep you updated. We'll probably do a look into the, in a couple months, kind of first opinion, then whenever we do decide to move, whether that be next year or 2 years or 3 or 4 or 5, we'll go back and take a look at this is what our thoughts on this apartment were after we moved. So it'll be an interesting retrospective. I wish we would have done that first day move in with this one, but also I hadn't really started the channel. Well, I'd started the channel, but hadn't really been posting anything. When was the first time I posted? It was 2 years ago. So yeah, I mean, that was right before you know.
right around. But
Yeah.
but also I will say, word of advice, make sure you get pictures of your apartment as you're moving in. Um,
Yeah, because I changed
yeah.
phones and didn't back them up and lost them and rip.
Yeah, just so they'll be like, well, this hole here, clearly you made, and then you can back up like, hey, no, we didn't do that. So,
Hashtag suck it.
yeah. So, word of advice number one, if you want to add more.
I can't really think of anything. Just enjoy it. Truly, like I think that's one thing we did for the longest time was we enjoyed it until the things started bothering us, and then that's when we decided it was time for us to move because we've also been making we've been making a little bit more and everything. So it's time to kind of get up and kind of move to our second place and go from there.
I mean, again, there were some nights where we just like couldn't sleep because of the neighbors, but there are also, and the train.
Oh
But
yeah,
but there are also some nights where, the other apartment has limited like guest spots. I guess like we only have two parking spots. Where here we can just kind of park wherever. So we had some good memories
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah. So it's not a total shit show, but man, it's kind of bad. So, but I think that's all we got for today's episode. Like I said, I plan on being up more and doing more because now that it is all done, I am working on a side project that I'm going to announce later on and everything, which is kind of fun. It's something with me and Spence. That'll be a blast. It's kind of separate from the JAT channel, but I'm really excited to do that as well. But I'm still going to be doing the JAT channel. I'm going to be saving up and doing an Alpha Pack video, which has been one of my more popular videos. I don't know if I'm going to make like the meme video or if it's just going to be like the first one I did last time. I kind of really did enjoy doing the meme video. It took me like 2 hours to edit for a 7-minute video, but man, was it fun. But we'll kind of keep that updated. Expect to see more on the channel coming up. And don't forget, JAT is where it's at.